My passion is the mountain bike. I love being out in the woods on a trail and up in the middle of nowhere, and you know, it's an adventure and something to explore, and it's a way of life, right? It's what I do. I was 4 when I got my first bike. My dad fixed up an old bike for me. I started racing BMX bikes about 6 months later and loved it. And basically I've been riding almost every day, anything with 2 wheels and a chain since then. I look at mountain biking a little bit differently than I did 15 years ago. I'd rather, you know, miss a jump that's sketchy or not hit a line if I'm not feeling it and be able to go ride the next day. Whereas in the past it used to be, no, get it, you know. Bad crashes are few and far between, luckily. You know, you just got to learn to live with bumps and bruises. I go twice a week and I coach for Nolan Riding. And I ride with a group of great kids that are between 10 and 14 years old. A lot of them aspire to race and to be free riders and things like that, and that's great. It keeps me young, but I have to be prepared for that too. So, well, for me, it's an escape. You know, life's full of pressure. You know, you have great days, you have bad days. You need to exercise every day, and for me, it's that time when I'm out, especially when I go for a ride with just myself and my dog. That's my time, you know, and it's time when I get my flow on and I get into the groove on my bike, and I feel like I could pedal for 5 hours and not take a break. And you know, it's like therapy, really. It's amazing actually, because I can get in my bus now and basically drive for 4 or 5 hours and then stop and have friends and places to ride pretty much everywhere along the way. You work hard to get to the top of the mountain and you really get to enjoy the fun coming down. It's second to none. There's no feeling like it, you know? Especially when you hit something just the way you want to. You pick your line perfectly and you know, you're smooth through everything, couple of nice airs. It feels like poetry for you, right? You work for it. Every day I go out and ride, I tend to learn something and pick something up. You never just go out and ride and don't pick anything up. I mean, every minute you spend is a minute that you're learning. And riding's got me through a lot of rough times, you know, where, you know, my head felt too much pressure, that sort of thing. It's hard to explain because I get so giddy every time and the adrenaline starts going, and I have a healthy respect for that and a fear as well. But the feeling of just floating in the air is, I can't articulate it. Yeah, it's a great feeling, especially when you actually hang for a second or two. Basically, if you're interested in picking up an activity that you can do for the rest of your life, that's continuously going to challenge you and that's going to bring you thousands of hours of fun and keep you healthy all at the same time, why wouldn't you pick up a bike and put the fun between your legs? I don't get it.
Right on, I like it. I fucking like it.
Oh.